Thank you for tuning in to the Rootless Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Noah Robertson. I talk to anybody, anywhere, about anything. And today I have on my friend and coworker. Apparently, this has just turned into me talking to all my coworkers, Lane.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
That's true. That's true, man. I started with my dad, and then I was like, Jess, we're good friends. You can talk about your music and stuff like that. And by the way, that video, that got copyright claimed. YouTube copyright claimed that video. Oh my gosh. My second video on YouTube got copyright claimed. It really annoyed me, man.
You got to start the business hard, you know? You got to get those copyright.
Yeah. Got to get myself used to it, desensitize myself to all the copywriting.
No, I actually like Justice's because it started off really strong and like really funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just slowly turned into like seriousness.
Yeah, he was talking about deep shit with his music.
It was good. I just didn't expect to get sad. And then like you were talking about like, you know, the stall rule and all that, and then you just get into like the music and I'm like, oh no. It's great.
Depresso.
Yeah.
Depresso espresso. When did that become a thing? People saying depresso espresso? Because I've been using it like ironically for a year. That's always the format of how things become like part of your lingo. People are saying it and you're like, oh, that's gross. And then you say it ironically and then suddenly you're saying yeet.
What? No, I said yeet from the beginning.
You said like, yeet from the beginning?
None ironically, because it was the same with Kobe though. Like you just yell it, throw something. It was never ironically for me.
This bitch empty. Yeet. Dude, can you hand me this? You said it was pocket cleaver?
Yeah, we call it the pocket cleaver.
This man is, your life is knives, blades, weapons.
I've always had a fascination with them. They're
Look
beautiful.
at this thing. This is I've got big hands. All right. I'm tall. I got big hands. This is a huge blade. Holy crap.
That's one of the ones I don't carry on me.
Yeah. I wonder what. Do you have one on you right now?
Yeah. Always.
Sometimes you carry two. Do you have two on or is it just the one? You have two on. Of course you do. Let me see.
There you go.
Okay. Don't hand me blade first, man.
I've already made your viewers mad.
Relaxed little one. Yep, it's a Ozark Trail. That's outdoor basic equipment.
You can get
just
that
basic one, yeah. Probably for like any Walmart. Cabela's or something like that. What's this notch right here? Oh, is that just for that? So you can do that?
Yeah, the frame is what blocks the knife rather than having an internal piece like this one and most do.
And you also have this knife. This is cool. You showed this to me at Buffalo, and I immediately was like, I gotta have one.
Yeah, and then within like a minute, you're like, all right, Amazon.
Ordered it.
And then you got the
just right
newer
there.
version.
I got the newer. Honestly, I think I should have ordered this one because this one is more compact. The newer one has like a glass breaker and stuff. Did you tighten these yourself?
I've tightened them occasionally.
Yeah, so, mine's loose.
Yeah, but you can
dangling around and stuff.
Basic toolkit from like Walmart.
It's really nice because this is like concealed in the hand, and you could punch somebody too.
Well, yeah, that's the point. It's very effective at being a self-defense weapon. It's one I almost always carry.
You can't really stab like straight forward though. You got to go from this angle. You can't backslash either. You've just got that blade on the curve right there.
It's a karambit. It's essentially karambit is like a knife that's put all its points into defense to the point that it's now offensive. Most karambits usually they'll have multiple points. Like they'll have a blade up here. Sorry.
That's okay.
And then like the back will have an edge and even a hook over here. They're crazy. They're just meant for any kind of
slashing. Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you ever watch someone who martial artist that works with karambits, they are crazy because it's like throat, ankle, everything. You just
and they're doing all the spins and they like go to the knee and slash the Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
I love those moves. Those are cool.
I hate seeing that in like movies and stuff. Like the minute they go for like the Achilles tendon, like the back of the knee or even the ankle, you know, that's immediately I'm like, they're done.
They're out.
Yeah, they can't walk anymore.
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu, quite often, like if we grab something, if we're gonna like sweep somebody or something like that, we grab the Achilles tendon. We didn't like grabbing the calf or something makes you so you can still kind of move everything, and you don't really grab around the ankle. You just hook the back where the Achilles tendon is. And my professor, he speaks Portuguese. He's from Brazil. And he doesn't speak very good English. I mean, he's learning. I've been there for a few months now. I got my first stripe a couple weeks ago, I think. And his English has been improving over time, not much. Like he's saying just words better, pronouncing it better. But when he said grab the calf and he grabbed the ankle, and we were like, no, that's the ankle or Achilles tendon. And he used ankle, but later on in the day, he tried using Achilles tendon as the word. He said something very off, like Achilles tendon.
When I went to military school, the academy, it was really funny. We had this one sergeant who he knew English really well, but he'd still mess up things. So he'd get really angry. He'd be like, "Do I have stupid face? Stupid on my face? Like, do I have stupid on my face?"
What is that? What did he mean by that?
He just meant, "Do I look stupid right now?" Because like it's anytime someone would try to pull something really dumb on him. Yeah, it was Sergeant Sennett. He was great. He'd talk about like back home and how he'd go on the water and he'd eat like shrimp and stuff, like, or not shrimp, squid, but right off the water. And then he'd talk about like eating the delicacy eggs, where it's like the chick has developed partially.
Yeah.
And I just,
we were like major friends in middle school. His name was Qua, and he was Vietnamese, and he said he tried one of those, and they were actually really good, really tasty.
I like my
little
eggs.
Embryo eggs. I
like my eggs, just none of that. I just like them where like they haven't even met, like they've never even glanced at a rooster. That's how I like my eggs.
Have you ever had legitimate farm fresh eggs, like straight from a chicken?
Yeah. My grandparents own a farm. We've eaten eggs fresh.
Dude, I love eggs. We have chickens. Did I send you the video of me recording the chicken lay the egg?
I saw that and I was like, oh, this is what he likes to do in his me time. This is how
that was so funny. I was going in to check on the chickens, and one of the chickens was turned around, and she was going,
that was,
and I was like, oh, this is perfect time. It was gross.
Yeah, I don't want to watch your search history. Like, I never want to see.
Oh, I watch some weird things, definitely. Like, have you gone down that YouTube YouTube black hole of Dr. Pimple Popper?
No, that stuff.
Really?
That is not my thing. That is.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, your brother doesn't like it either.
Because then they always pop in with like mega, and it's like this big, and I'm like, how are you alive?
Have you seen the horse cyst video?
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, it's massive. Literally, they start like really delicately or something. They're kind of just poking at it, and then it's chunky stuff that's like stuck inside, and they literally they inject the horse with some like painkiller. And they, massive
all
cyst.
All fun and games until you poke, and then it just kicks you and breaks out your knee.
True. Horses are strong, man. They like cut a little slit in this gigantic cyst that you couldn't even tell because it was under fur and it was on the horse's ass. And you could look it up. Just look up horse ass cyst. It'll pop up. It's very graphic.
Can do that.
And they cut it open, and they had to like take out chunks of like the white cystic insides, and then finally they took out a certain chunk, and they had a bucket underneath, and it started shooting out like a hose, like a fountain.
Yeah, because of the pressure.
It was disgusting. Ugh.
So occasionally the only things that get me, like, I'm not really easily grossed out, but like, so pimple stuff like that, messing with the body, occasionally piercings get weird, like when they do some like weird stuff, I'm like, no. And then the other thing is like, I think dislocations, not always, but like I saw this one video where this dude dislocated his ankle and they spun it around, and then they spun it around again because he had somehow twisted it that bad, and I was like,
oh my gosh. Like, what do you mean? Like the foot?
Yeah. They
360'd his foot? Oh my gosh.
Twice.
I think your foot would just fall off by then. At that point, just cut it off. Dang.
I don't know. I've seen some brutal stuff, but like I grew up wanting to go into the wilderness and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I need to know how to stitch things up. I need to know how to reset bones, and I need to know how to relocate joints. So that's how I came across that video, and I was like, oh, I just call it quits at that point.
I've never broken a bone in my body.
Neither have I. I've messed things up.
Oh, absolutely. Like I used to love jumping off tall things, and as a kid,
as you do as a kid,
we did in elementary school, we'd find like the tallest thing in the playground, and our little game was whoever can jump off and land, but like with no hands.
Like superhero pose, just...
Yeah, you just land. With no hands, your feet, you squat. Terrible for the ankles and the knees and the hips and the lower back and everything,
well, yeah,
but we thought it was cool.
When you do it.
Yeah, like if anybody rolled, we thought they were weak and lame, and then later on you learn you need to roll. And
to displace the momentum, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
would
people
always
can
hurt
pull
my
off
ankles
those
like
crazy
that.
stuff.
I'd hurt my ankles like that all the time. And eventually I did learn about like being able to, as soon as your feet touch the ground, you roll over the shoulder and stuff. But yeah, I messed up my ankles quite frequently. Wrestling messed up my lower back. And then during the 8th grade, I was wrestling for first place in my weight division. And the guy, he got behind me and he threw me back, but he did it like not properly. And I landed on my head and my neck folded over and it sprained my neck. I had a concussion and I screamed out in pain. Luckily, he's a great sport. He was a good sport about it. He stopped and he was like on top. He stopped and said, "Are you okay? You okay?" And Mama didn't raise no pussy. So I just said, "Keep going." And literally I was trying to put up resistance, but all I could do was just slightly moving my shoulders. He very delicately pinned me and then he got up. And usually they hold each of the person's hands and they raise the winner's hand. I was laying there.
He's just like,
yeah, the ref was just like, "You're the winner. Get out of here." And Coach Brooklyn and the doctor on site ran up and
wait, Coach Brooklyn is in Cascades?
Yeah, Cascade.
Oh man, he was cool.
Yeah, he was the wrestling coach for the middle school as well. And I wrestled in the middle school and then off season I wrestled at the high school. And oh my gosh, dude, going from middle school practices to high school practices is intense because my body was still developing. I've always been a skinny guy and I was even skinnier back then.
Yeah,
and
because
so
you get a guy that's
brutal.
your age and he's like 6 foot.
He'd always pin me with people my height, but they'd always be way stronger than me. During middle school, I was always wrestling against Brendan Dorfler. And this dude probably hit puberty at 2. He's taller than me. The dude's jacked. He's a complete beast of a man. And we'd also have to do routines where you had to like throw the other person over your shoulder and run around with them. And coach would always pin me with him. And I'd have this behemoth of a man over my skinny, weak shoulder. And oh, it was painful. So that's probably how I always hurt my back. Now, I had to go to the chiropractor after I sprained my neck, and he helped adjust my neck back, and I had lower back problems. My either third or fifth vertebrae up was twisted to the left. So whenever I moved my left hip or something, it felt like somebody was stabbing me in the lower back, and it was brutal. So I vowed off wrestling then, and
then you got into judo now.
It's jujitsu. And judo is crazy, man. Judo's all about like throwing and tripping and crap. It's really cool how they do it though. But I wanted to get into a self-defense sport. I was going to do MMA, but they were really expensive classes. And also, you're like punching and elbowing and stuff like that. And I don't want to hurt myself. So I decided to do jujitsu because it costs less and it's very viable self-defense sport. And I've got a background in wrestling, so it also works in jujitsu. And you just don't get injuries as much. The first thing I learned in jiu-jitsu is when you fall on your back, you're supposed to slap your hands on the floor because it disperses the energy.
The egg roll or some crap like that.
Egg roll?
Yeah, it was. I took Flex and Fitness at Cascade,
mm-hmm.
And that was martial arts. It was
Wasn't
fun.
that the no contact thing? What?
No, we had contact.
My friend Ethan, he did that, and he said when he'd do like no contact sparring, and one of the moves they taught was the tiger. And it's when you just do this and you just go at somebody's face.
Which is a viable move if you can hook a finger in the eye. But like...
It's like a cat fight version. You seen a cat fight in person?
And they rear up and they...
No, I'm talking about humans.
Oh.
Women fighting. It's called a cat fight.
Oh, that... No, I thought
it's amazing. Because men, we usually have rules. It's like... No kicking in the balls. We don't pull hair. We don't gouge eyes, stuff like that. It's just, It's kind of a rule. It's mostly like punches, kicks, beating the crap out of the other person, headlocks. But women, when they get into fights, quite often, I call it the fist slap. They usually get a hold of the hair, and each of them has a grip on the other's hair. And they have a fist, and they're not punching. They're not open hand slapping, but they're slapping with their fist. And then eventually one of them drags the other to the ground and they're just fist slapping the crap out of him. All the people around are just like, oh my gosh. I love it. I love cat fights.
That's because they're hoping for like the shirt to tear.
Yeah. My friend Kyle, I hope to get her on the podcast sometime soon because she's the funniest person I know. I have a video on my phone of her fighting somebody, and the backstory is I think this girl was picking on one of her friends, and Kyle stepped in, and Kyle whooped the crap out of her. Yeah, I think she had the grip on the hair. I know she was on top and fist slapping, but the girl on the bottom had got a grip of her shirt and ripped it off. So Kyle's hand was like this the whole time. It was like
holding her shirt up.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of this is kind of like a patriotic thing, like pledge allegiance to the flag, but with a fist instead of a hand over your heart.
She was patriotically covering her boobs.
Yeah, she was covering her boobs from falling out, and she's just wailing on this girl, fist slapping the crap out of her face, and the girl still got a grip on her shirt the whole time while she's down. And eventually Kyle just like curb stomps her face and then walks away, and the girl shakily gets up and she's like, come on, I'll beat your ass, come on. And Kyle's just walking away, clearly like huffing, trying to calm down. But girl, you just got your ass whooped, all right? You just got whooped on video. You need to sit down. Don't fall over. Okay, you lost.
You probably have a mild concussion.
Yeah, you lost. She definitely lost. I love Kyle for that. Whenever I hang out with her, I always bring it up and I like pull up the video. She's so funny.
Well, yeah, no, those fights always look more brutal. I mean, guys, like, usually they're just punching at the face, or you'll get those fights where the guys think they know how to fight, but they don't, so they're, like, the wild hits, and they don't really make contact.
Yeah, I can't throw a punch to save my life. I know I can't. I'll probably hurt my wrists doing that.
I'm better at close combat and just getting someone in a headlock.
Yeah, that
was way easier.
That's what jiu-jitsu is all about, man. Most people want to stay at, like, an arm's length distance. They want to throw kicks and punches and stuff, but me, I'm probably gonna go hug you first of all, and like whether I fall down on my back or you, I can work from there because I can get into guard, I can go into a triangle choke and like get somebody into a wrist lock.
Just tighten the grip.
Yeah, it's most people try to stay at that distance, and when they fall down, they always try to like create more distance or like get back up or something because they don't like being in close because they don't know how to hook and like work up the body and stuff like that. That's what I really enjoy. I haven't been in a fight since middle school, I think. Yeah, I think middle school.
I haven't been in a fight in a long time. I mean, I fight with my brothers, but that's just normal family stuff. You know, you wrestle. It's super fun.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't done much since I graduated and then just went and did the
work.
Yeah.
My brother was never really like that. It was my choice for him to come live with us. My parents asked, "Do you want DJ to come live with us?" We just called him D'Angelo at the time because that's his name, and my first nickname for him, his name was D'Angelo, so my first nickname for him was Jello, D'Angelo, and I was like, "You cool with Jello?" And he was fine with it. And then later on, he said he didn't like it, and eventually it shifted to DJ. But when he came to live with us, he never really wanted to do wrestling or go swimming in a lake or all the things I wanted to do. So I didn't like it.
My family, we just wrestle a lot. Like, it'll just be randomly in like family dinner. We'll all get together, and then all of a sudden, like, someone will go for the title, you know, and put like Dustin in a headlock or something like that. It's getting fun, though. I'm getting bigger. So, like, my brothers, some of them are taller than me, but...
Are you lifting weights?
No, that's too much effort.
So you mean you're getting fatter? That's what you're saying? You didn't deny it.
I'm getting bigger. So one way or another, I'm getting bigger. All right.
Do some push-ups. Like do that 100 push-ups a day challenge for a month.
I started a sheet because I was gonna start this whole family like doing like 100 push-ups, sit-ups, all that like a day, and then like I had like miles walked for Amelia. It's gonna be like out of 5, just something easy, and I have yet to finish typing it up. And it was like, I think it was last week or the week before that when I started it. So I had the dates all set up and I'm like, no, got to go and erase the dates and reset them.
Just do 100 push-ups a day. That works on core strength, shoulders, traps, pecs.
You got to understand, I will go and I will work as long as they need me to. And then I come home and I sleep because I'm lazy. I used to be energetic. I used to go out and do a lot of stuff, but my circle is really small. So I don't do much. I think the last time, other than hanging out with my best friend, the last time I went out with anyone was Cody and Ashley, and we went out.
Wasn't it like Red Robin or something like that? I think I saw it on Cody's story.
No, it was this Mexican place. It was great. The drinks were really expensive though, which we didn't realize until like we were like 3 in. We went to look at the check and it was like over $100, and I was like, man, those drinks were expensive, because we all had like 2 or 3 rounds of them.
Oh yeah, that's definitely expensive.
And I wasn't upset at the price. I was upset that they didn't get me as drunk as they should have for the price. Like at that price, I could have bought a bottle of like tequila or, rum, something like that, and I could have gotten hammered.
Yeah, drinking or getting high has never really appealed to me. There's
Getting
multiple
high,
aspects
not really
of
for me
why,
either.
because like my biological family is all addicts, well, like alcohol and drugs and hard drugs, like everything that can be. So it's like a fear, basically.
That you'll...
Yeah, I'm kind of scared I'll get addicted, or I'll like it too much, or it'll just have really super effects on me. And also, I'm not really interested in it, because I'd rather just be like normal, completely in control, Noah, and have fun that way, rather than dulling all my senses so it seems like I'm having fun. That's what I think.
Yeah, well, my thing is, I don't want to do I drink because I'm 21.
Mm.
Are you 21, Noah?
I'm 19.
Yeah, so you can't even.
I'm really young.
You could, but like
When I first
legally-
started at Buffalo, I was the youngest person there because I was fresh 18 at the time, and I was also the tallest person there.
Yeah, but you also had like really long hair, and it was
I
combed
had
back,
long hair, yeah.
just like Cole's. Which for the longest time I kept mixing you guys up because of the hair, because both tall
And we're tall and
combed,
white, and yeah.
and white. Yeah.
I did not like being confused with Cole.
Well, then you shaved your head because you're like, I'm gonna do the Avatar thing.
Yes, I did.
So you shaved your head bald.
Completely bald.
And then all that, and then you're just like, you know what, I just like this more. And then meanwhile, I'm growing mine out because it's wintertime, and it's the only time I can grow my hair long because I get too hot, I overheat. I usually cut it really short. I think maybe this is the time where it'll stick, and I'll just grow it really long and put it back.
You're going to put it into a man bun?
If I could do a man bun, yeah, maybe.
Can you put the top hair into a top knot?
No, not a.
That's what I used to
not
do.
well. It would be like right here.
Okay.
It's long and it's curly, but it's not long enough.
Yeah,
That's the downside. Is it always does this bowl thing? You can't. The headphones are blocking it more, but like it just.
Yeah, it's poofy. I've always had my hair is straight and thin and non-greasy, so it basically looks like girl hair if I grow it out long, like a girl with a straightener on her hair. Beginning of high school, I tried that top knot thing where like the sides were shaved and you do that, and I had it, and I thought I looked cool at the time. Looking back, I looked so stupid.
Well, that's the problem with 2020 vision. Like looking back at your younger self, and you're like, I thought that was cool. It's a train wreck.
I had a Bieber bowl
in
6th and 7th grade. Bieber bowl.
Okay, I had a Bieber bowl, and I wore a fedora, and it was horrendous.
Oh no! Did you wear a dress vest on like a normal shirt?
No, that was never my style.
If you did that,
I didn't want to
would have topped it all off.
No, like because then later on neckbeards became a thing, and I'm like, I don't want to be associated with that in any way. That's also like that's why I shave this a lot. Like this is the messiest it's gonna get, then it's gonna get clean to be like some sort of goatee or something.
I can't get facial hair.
Well, I can grow facial hair, but like with my family, it'll be like 25 or so. When I hit that, then I can grow the mountain man beard because genetically that's when everyone was able to do it.
Yeah, my biological dad, he has a beard, and well, he probably doesn't at the time. I haven't seen him or spoke to him in many years, but he does have the ability to grow. Oh well.
Yeah.
He does have the ability to grow a beard, and I really want that. Even if I decide I don't want to grow a beard, I want the option, you know? So I can't grow pretty much anything right. I've got a few black hairs down here. Black, which is weird because I'm blonde. I've got a few black hairs that can grow on like the bottom of my chin and like a little bit of scruff on the left side. A few hairs here. A little bit of a pedo mustache. But if I grow it out, I just look weird because it's like sticks out here. There's some black things down here, and then I got like a crappy pedo stash.
Yeah, that's the problem because it takes time for genetics. Like, so my facial hair is uneven. Like this side grows better than this side, or vice versa, and then part of it turns. It's just it's terrible. Growing, they don't tell you about that when you're a kid. They don't tell you like you're gonna grow older and you're gonna start to grow facial hair, and it's not gonna cooperate. Also, your body's weird. It's not gonna be symmetrical. Nothing's going to work right. Good job. They never say that. They're just like, you'll be fine. You'll grow a beard one day.
We weren't really thinking about that as a kid, though.
No, I was.
I wasn't.
I wanted to grow like a beard. I wanted a Viking haircut, like shave the sides, pull the hair back, beard. And then I realized I wouldn't.
Do you watch
good.
Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast? I've seen a couple of his videos. I know of him.
The Viking on Mr. Beast, they call him Viking. The big guy. He's got hair that's back and he's got a big beard.
No.
I tried.
Yeah, no. That's what sucks about growing older is you have all these set views on how things are going to be, and then it's like, oh, it's nothing like that. And also everyone that's an adult is really just, my age. And so the best way to describe it is every adult is usually just a kid pretending to be an adult. You got to have those ideals and views, and you grow up, they change.
It makes me so mad that if you do something fun, sometimes it's people view it as being childish. And I'm like, okay, being an adult is being responsible. It's not throwing fun out the window. Like, I'm making an igloo in my front yard right now.
Yeah, and you can do that.
Yeah, I can. Even if I was like a 30-year-old man, I'd still want to make an igloo if I had the energy, of course, and the time. But people just seem like, oh, that's just so childish. Okay, come on, people. Have fun with life. Seriously.
Yeah, we all have our outlets. Some of them are less adult than others. So, like, I collect knives. That's my thing. I find them beautiful.
Pull up some more, man.
Okay, yeah. I was about to start handing them. Let's do Songbird.
It's freaking cleaver.
This one I call Songbird. This is one of the shorter blades. I need to complete that set. So there's that one, then there's a shorter katana, and then a full katana.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's full tang. I bought that for like $15. Though.
Isn't this the type of blade they use?
Yep.
For
seppuku.
Seppuku.
Seppuku. I think it's seppuku. I always say Sudoku, and then everyone laughs.
Seppuku, whatever. However it's pronounced. I know how it's spelled, not how it's pronounced. This is very nice.
Yeah,
it's
you
got
dishonor
that cool,
yourself and you murder yourself.
Yeah, it's got that cool wavy. Or you dishonor the family and so you murder yourself.
Yeah. Japanese were hardcore. Like
Heck
Vikings.
Yeah, they're all about honor. If you bring shame to your family, then like you just gotta off yourself.
Yeah, that was like hardcore. Yeah, no, I collect weapons. So yeah, welcome to Noah's podcast, but also weapon review.
Weapon review.
There you go. You can get
wait. Weapon review.
Review time.
You know what that's
yeah, PewDiePie.
Okay, thank God. Because you just grazed past it. I was like, you better know our Lord and Savior PewDiePie. Oh,
I grew up watching him.
Big boy. It says big boy stiletto.
But if you're from if you're my friend, you call it a stiletto.
I'm gonna call it gelato. Elit Edge. A lot of these are made in China, man.
I don't discriminate. I got blades made in USA,
don't discriminate.
China, Taiwan.
My blades
Indonesia.
don't discriminate.
No, it's I hate people that's their view is like if something's made from a certain place, they're like, well, it's bad. And I don't like
what was that one called again?
This I just call this Songbird. So if you look at the handle,
what's that type of blade called?
I think it's a Tonto.
A Tonto?
It's the one used for.
Oh, that's why you call it Songbird. Yeah, there's a.
Yeah.
Is this copper?
Yeah.
This is very nice.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, the hilt and everything, the handguard, it's all made out of copper, and the design on the sheath, little songbird with like leaves around it and everything. That's very nice, man.
It's basic though. You could find that anywhere. I got that from a thrift store. Walmart and thrift stores are my friends. They're so cheap and not.
Do you ever go to like knife expos, sword expos?
Dude, I went to the Highland Games. That was okay. So if
the
you go
Highland Games,
yeah, everyone's in kilts.
Oh my gosh.
The colors come out, and so you hear it, and you just hear the drums and the bagpipes going, and then you get that realization. You're like, this is why they did this, because the opposite army is just sitting there crapping themselves because it creates an atmosphere, and I can't describe it. And even if you see it on video, it's not the same. But
you're clearly fangirling about this, man. Do you have a kilt?
Yeah, I got a kilt.
Do you have a utilikilt or just a normal kilt?
Like utilikilt, like
you have the utilikilt.
Yeah, it's cool.
A lot of people get the utilikilt.
Really expensive.
Dude, old kilts in the day, they were just a giant blanket.
Yep,
that
and then
people
you just
would
laid and
fold
rolled.
over, and they just keep doing that all the way down, and then they'd like fold it in a certain way, and then they'd wrap it around themselves. And I'm like, holy
Or
crap.
or they'd lay it on the ground, grab one end, and then they just roll, get up, tuck, and then the belt.
Yeah. If they don't want to do that cool back and forth pattern.
Yeah. No, I got one because I was gonna go as a Viking one year, and so I had I had
For Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had prop weapons and stuff, and I went and bought the kilt and I had a shirt, and I thought I looked good. Looking back, I was fat. Still am. I'm actually heavier now. But no, I had it. I had the boots. I had super high socks. I can't remember the name. It was cool. And then I kept it because it wasn't a cheap kilt. I didn't buy a $12 basic costume kilt. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go and spend like $50-$70
on a kilt.
It might not have been 70, but it was expensive. Like, you would have been like, oh, wow.
It's a spendy kill, man. These
But
jeans I'm wearing, pretty much all the jeans. David Geyer.
Everything I'm wearing is like $20 and under.
Yeah.
Like, the jeans are the most expensive.
All the jeans I have, all of them, I think literally all of them are from, well, except this pair. This is my work pair. This I got from my parents. Every other pair of jeans is from an old church friend of mine named David Geyer. And he was very much into style and everything. And he
Shout out to David Geyer.
David Geyer. Thank you, David, for saving me. He, oh, that's cool. It's got a...
Yeah, gut hook.
Yep. You said a gut hook?
You can use it to cut cord and stuff like that. But you can also use that. You can also call it an unzip knife.
Unzip knife?
When you unzip a kill.
Oh, okay.
It's for skinning,
Okay.
So you open up the stomach or whatever, you can use it on. I mean,
okay.
I think the point of it's a little too big to use it on fish. But it's a gut hook. It's just something you use when you're skinning.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Does this part pop out of the sheath?
No, it's sewn in. I like that, though. It means that the sheath will never get cut to crap from the knife. And also, it holds rigidity. Certain words I can't say right.
Rigidity.
Rigidity.
There we go. That's what we're talking
And
about.
that's a set. There's like 3 of them. I don't know where the third one is. I have the smaller one with me, too.
Anyways, David, thank you for... He would get tailored jeans, and then sometimes he wouldn't like them, and he'd just give them to me because we were the same size. And so I've got really nice jeans that fit me almost perfectly.
All right. So this is another version of this, or karambit. That's a pocket knife version. Nope.
What's this red part for?
That's just part of the
Design?
I think it cuts weight down, actually.
Oh, okay.
So
Makes
it
sense.
keeps it so it can fit in your palm well, but then at the same time, it takes weight off.
Yeah, this one feels much better in the hand.
Well, it's not small, and like this one, I fit in the small pocket of my pants.
Yeah.
Because it's so small. But that one, that's a pocket knife.
Do you have any blades that have different latch mechanisms? Because so far, all of them have this one, besides, of course, the mini katana.
I think most of my knives, except for like 2, all of them are generally the same with that.
This is by Tac Force. Is it also made in China? Let me check. Handmade in China.
Yeah.
I doubt it's handmade. I really doubt this is handmade.
See,
this definitely looks factory made.
But I don't have a problem with that. Like, my dad, he's very, American made. I don't mind because you can make a knife anywhere. You can make cheap knives because I've had expensive knives that the edge is broke on me or the blade is warped. But then I've also had cheap $5-10 from Walmart, whatever, made in China, and those knives have withstood. I think judging something by where it comes from is stupid.
It's racist.
I don't want to say racist.
I'm racist towards knives.
I mean, the thing with
This one's
China...
nice, man. What's this one called again?
It's the big boy stiletto.
So it's a stiletto.
No. It's a fake stiletto, because stilettos are illegal.
What's a...
Stiletto, so that's the ones where you would push a button and it'd flick out. Wait, no.
Wait, would it like shoot out? It's like...
No.
It's hidden in...
It's a spring-powered one. So spring-assisted is legal, spring-powered not, because it flicks it out, and the problem is stupid people.
People cut themselves,
yeah. That's the reason we have so many rules
and that's why you
knives and weapons.
don't have butterfly knives.
Yeah, no, that's because those are dangerous too, and the reason they became illegal is so the point of a butterfly knife.
Because people are flicking them around and cutting their fingers off.
I left the practice one I have up home or upstairs, But the point of a butterfly knife is there's the good ones. You have a dull edge, and that's the part that's always coming into contact with your hand. When you flick it open, whatever. People mess that up, and they slice into their hand. Oh, I didn't even hear that. Isaac, get the door, doing the podcast,
Doggos.
I apologize for the dogs.
I love dogs, man.
She never stops.
She's cute.
She's
Usually
cute.
Chihuahuas are a little mean, like, and they nip at your fingers.
We had one when I was a kid named Chassis, and she would do that constantly. But yeah, I'm gonna go take care of that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go for
hand
it.
you a knife. Here, this will give you a moment. Here, hold my battle axe. Don't cut yourself. Be right back.
Estwing, or is it Fastwing? FS. It looks like either F or a E. FST wing. Big ass. It's a pretty big axe. This is nice. It's also made in China. Let's check. Advertisement. Double bit axe black. Here. USA Estwing. Oh, this one. Was this made in USA?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Hey, that's a first.
That
Let's
one's
take this
not used as much. Like, you can tell because the sticker's still on it. Okay, so yeah, it's got those snaps, and then it's got snaps on the corner.
Oh, okay.
It's got
Super
snaps on
safe.
snaps. Yeah, no, because it's double-sided.
You take it off.
What are you going to do? Break it?
Okay. I just didn't know if there was also a blade on the bottom. I didn't want to
There you go.
cut my hand.
Please
Ooh,
don't cut
that's
yourself.
very nice.
I'll forever be known as the guy who...
The guy who cut Noah's hand.
No, it wouldn't be me cutting.
Oh, yeah. The guy who gave me the blade that did it.
Yeah,
This is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very nice design. A lot of the blades that come out, man, why don't they just stick with like plain old the steel? Why don't they always cover it up with black and then they shave away the blade?
Okay, so if you look at that one, look at the very edge. Do you see any type of dull, almost rust color? Anything? That might be cleaned recently.
Yeah.
So the paint and all that, that'll help it because it's rust resistant there.
Oh, okay.
So that's why sometimes they paint blades. One, it's to be cool. Two, it makes it more rust resistant.
Okay.
So this is more of just a look to the steel, but other ones, they're painted. They're not really painted.
What's this type of axe called?
That's just a double-sided one.
Just a double-sided axe.
It's more of a hatchet. I mean, it probably gets sold as an axe. My version of an axe is something you can cut a tree down with, big.
Yeah, woodcutter's axe. Or
That
bigger.
one, I just call that the... yeah, or a bearded axe. That would be very effective. I just call that one the... Oh, did you find Button? Yeah,
Okay,
no.
being picked up.
Dude, it is so hard to agitate most of our animals. Except for the lizards. They're a-holes.
Here.
Well,
Say hi to the
not
podcast, doggy.
She's going to be uncomfortable, but she's totally fine being picked up. She's camera.
She's so cute.
She
Usually I
is-
don't like chihuahuas, but she's so sweet.
Well, she doesn't bite. Our last chihuahua didn't bite either. And then, it's just...
You can probably just train them right.
Well, yeah, you don't let them
Raise
bite.
the
You don't let
animals
them
right.
bite you, and then you also don't make them aggressive. I
Yeah,
don't know.
as a with little puppies, it's like little puppies, little cats. It's so cute when you're petting them and they like gnaw at your fingers, but you're actually not
Adorable.
supposed to allow that because that trains them that they can bite at your
Well,
fingers.
she does that. She'll nibble, but it's mostly like in the early morning or nights, she'll just randomly get playful, and so she'll just run circles around you, get low, and then she'll just... And so you'll just put your hand down, or if you're ignoring her, she'll just start nipping at your hand, and she'll just like, play with me, and she goes crazy.
My dog's so old; she doesn't do any of that anymore. She doesn't give me kisses anymore.
That's so sad.
I would always be like, when I was young, Gina, come here, give me kisses, and she would always hop up. I'd pat my chest, say hop up, and she'd put her paws on my chest. She'd give me kisses.
My German
She doesn't
with
do any of
Ami,
that
I just
anymore.
say up, and she just gets right up here, and I'm like, oh, you're so good. So this is a knife. My
That looks
grandpa,
like a Native American knife, an Apache knife, or any other
this
tribe.
is a crappily made sheath that I made.
You made that?
Yeah, it's crappy.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Okay,
Cool.
so careful with this knife because it's very jagged but very sharp, and you can just pull it out.
Is this just
It's
wood
old.
or is this?
That's bone.
That's bone.
I'm pretty
Do
sure.
you know what animal?
Nope.
Or human?
Could be human. No, my grandparents own a farm, and my
Wow.
grandpa went to replace a building, and tearing up the floor, he found that there.
Very sharp.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
So
looks
I can
kind of
make.
rusted though, dude.
No, it was completely rusted. He redid the whole thing. That is a knife that I have no idea when it was made.
This is the weapon to go for because you give them tetanus and you cut them open.
It's like if I don't kill you on the first stab,
that's cool.
Tetanus later will get you.
Did it have something on this inner part of the handle and it like rotted out or something?
It's the rust rotted out, but then it also warped. It's something I got to finish completing. What I want to do is take the handle off, go through that, and then redo that. But the whole blade's rusted. It's not a very good performance knife, and you can tell it's jagged where the rust ate away at it. But then my grandpa made it razor sharp.
Bro, your passion is definitely weapons. You should go to some of these weapon expos. You'd love it.
Well, I wanted to forge weapons when I was younger, and then I got older, and I was like, man, that's a lot of effort.
To forge weapons?
Yeah,
you should look in.
Swords.
Do you know that? Man, I don't even remember what it's called, but there's like a couple of YouTube channels that forge weapons.
Yeah,
and that's what they're dedicated to.
They're amazing.
What are their names?
You got that one. I can't remember the British guy because he'll do weapons, and then you also have like the basic, history channels, Forged in Fire.
Forge and Fire. That was the one I was thinking.
They're fun. They're way more critical than I am. But then every time they're like super critical, it's like, oh, this blade will fail. And then like lo and behold, the blade breaks. And I'm like, oh no. That's a way higher level than me. But yeah, no, that's a knife that my grandpa found and then redid. So it's razor sharp, but it's still jagged because it was under there for years.
What's that one called?
The one you just held?
Yeah.
It's an old Bowie knife. You can't see it because it's too rust eaten away. But at the very back, right here, there's something Bowie knife. It's very rusted away. And then, so, honestly, that knife could be...
Oh, yeah.
That knife could be 20... Well, not 20 years old. I think it's older than my grandparents owning the farm.
Yeah, something Bowie knife is right. Because, like, all I can make out is maybe a U and a T at the end. Bowie knife. Something... word that ends in UT Bowie knife. I don't know.
It's probably older than me.
It's very cool, though.
It's very rust-eaten.
Do you have any blades laced in poison?
No, because that would be illegal and just mean. I mean, if you're going to fight someone with a knife and you're going to try to kill them, obviously, why would you use poison? Game of Thrones, that was cool. Mm-hmm. Did you watch Game of Thrones fully through?
No, I've seen few clips of Game of Thrones and people talking about it too.
Okay, so let me describe Game of Thrones.
Sure.
A lot of murder, a lot of sex, some points where you're like, I didn't really need to see that.
There's some rape in there too, right? Yep.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite scenes is like one of the main characters, Sansa. Like these people are trying to do that, and the Hound, who was up until that point has been a complete a-hole. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched. But the Hound murders like several people, and he murders like a little boy, cuts him in half when he's running.
Wait, what? The Hound? The dog?
No, he's a person. Sorry.
Oh, I was thinking the dog is... Okay, there we go.
And so he... so there's Prince Joffrey, and he essentially does whatever Joffrey says. He's one of his people. Anyways, at one point, he snaps. He's like, I'm done with this. And there's 3 people trying to have their way with Sansa. And he murders them, like, brutally. And that was a good scene. I like that. So Game of Thrones, usually, like, good and bad people die.
Mm-hmm.
But the good people that die, usually when they're murdered by a bad person, they get way more brutally killed.
Okay.
Not always, but, I mean, there was some good moments.
When the bad person kills the good guy, it's usually a lot more brutal? Is that what you're saying?
Well, with the bad guys and good guys die, but the bad guys die worse. Like Ramsay, I'm not spoiling that for you, but anyone who's seen how Ramsay Bolton dies. Okay, well, so he is a murderer, torturer. It's terrible.
He's a terrible human being.
He's also a rapist. So how he gets murders is he uses dogs the whole time, and he hunts people down in the forest, yada, yada, fun games. So then he starves his dogs a lot so that they'll eat people. And one of the main characters who was abused by him constantly, they get him and they tie him to a chair and they just let the dogs in. And then like one starts licking his face where he's bleeding and he's like, stop it. And they're just getting close and you're like, they're going to murder him.
Do you watch the dogs rave into him or does it cut out?
It's CGI, but you see his face get bit and then like it shows like his fingers like on the chair and you see all the blood pouring down because they're eating away at his face. It is
lovely.
Well, I mean, you spend the whole season watching this man do terrible things to everyone. Can
I set this in your fridge real quick?
I don't know what it is, but yeah, no.
Where's your fridge?
It's right there. Fridge is the bottom one. All right, welcome
I just
to
remember there's chicken in there. I forgot about it.
I didn't even know what it was. You just handed it to me at one point. So welcome to my new podcast. What up? It's Chill here. I'm interviewing ghosts. And Noah's back.
Lane's going to take over the podcast.
Lane 2020. I'll be famous one way or another.
Lane 2020. Vote for Lane.
Oh, no, I'd be a terrible
What would you do if you were the president? What would be like your selling point? Because everybody's got their selling point. They do. Trump was like, build the wall, blah, 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 improve the economy. That's what he was talking about.
I'd try to make a utopia. I think we don't care about
Utopia doesn't exist because
Okay.
everybody's different.
No, I know. But, like, I'm saying, like, I would try to help with homelessness. I don't think anyone should die because they can't afford health insurance. Like, there's too many stories of people, they can't afford insurance and they need insulin, and then they just die. And
I hate that thing. I don't know his name, but
same thing.
Somebody, he bought insulin and then he marked up the price.
Okay, so
that's
insulin,
so annoying.
Insulin was made cheap, but then it got into healthcare and they raised the price. It was made dirt cheap on purpose. It was supposed to be. Anyway,
so everybody can have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So my point would be, you don't need to be homeless. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go out of my way, but like, not free housing, but old shopping malls, stuff like that. I would repurpose them, and it wouldn't be great, but it'd be better than freezing to death outside in the winter or getting dehydrated and dying from heat stroke in the summer. I'd offer, like, they do community service, stuff like that, and get money for that. I would make sure that everyone has an option, and then also I don't want people starving. I think we should be planting more fruit trees and such instead of pretty flowers and stuff. Like, you ever go driving down the road and there's all these trees? I'd rather put in fruit trees.
The problem with that, though, is
when they start falling and then they start rotting.
Yeah, fruit falling and rotting, and then flies coming, diseases, and
you
not
have
even
to
just that, but like
keep maintenance.
I guarantee people will start picking the fruit and trying to sell it.
Yeah, I mean, every solution comes with its own problems, but my main selling point would be I don't
help
want
people in need.
Yeah. Like, I don't have a problem with immigrants. I don't have a problem with homeless people. I mean, sometimes they're annoying, but no, you know what I'm talking about, where the people are begging and then they're either not really homeless or they're begging for money, whatever, and then you see them swap their sign out for something else, or they leave in a car.
Yeah.
That's always really annoying.
Yeah, there was I don't know street names at all, but many years ago, there was a homeless guy that was always on a corner right before the freeway exit where he had to stop at a light. And that's cool. He, one time, somebody handed him a bag of like a bunch of food, which is very helpful for a homeless person. And I didn't even see him say thank you. He just set it down, and then he turned around and pulled a phone out of his pocket. And I was like, what the heck?
People have a lot of stories of that. So it's not real homeless people. I think that's the downside.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got that when I was in high
really
school.
Cool.
I bought that from a friend.
It feels weird.
I think his name was David. Dave. Dave. I'm sorry. If he ever sees this, I know who you are. I know who I'm talking about. I just can't remember your name. It was a cool knife. He was a big dude. He was cool.
For those people that can't see on YouTube, they're listening on Spotify or something. This is a really cool blade.
Oh no, I forgot about Spotify people.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
We can just describe it.
It's an eagle. That's a skeleton.
That's an eagle? Oh, yeah. It's an eagle skeleton.
Eagle,
it looks like also brass.
And that's the hilt.
Yeah. The eagle's tail. What? How the heck is it an eagle? Eagles don't have these long... It looks like more like a dragon.
It's kind of a demon-y bird.
Yeah. I'd say it's a dragon-type skeleton. But the head is the hilt, and the tail runs up the spine of the blade, and it looks really cool. And it's got this little groove between the blade and sort of like the foot of the thing where your finger can put in.
And if you do it, it's where the bird would be resting is essentially on your finger, and you can use it in a with the blade downward or upwards. Either or works. It's a smallerish knife. I guess if you have smaller fingers, it's better.
It's about 4 or 5 inches. Maybe 6.
It's good, though.
This is very cool.
That one I got a long time ago.
Yeah, I've got big fingers, so I can't really, like, flip it around or anything like that.
I have the perfect hands. They're not too big, not too small. I can handle
Just
most
right.
things.
Goldilocks hands.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got feminine hands.
That's fine.
What type of blade's that called?
I have no idea. I got this a long time ago. Never did research. It's the Defender.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a regular knife. The point rises up rather than.
Where'd you get this one?
Dipping. I bought this from a friend in high school.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, it was Dev.
Dev.
I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry.
Shout out to the friend that sold this to Lane.
Yeah, it's been a long time. High school was a couple years ago, and it was not the best time. So.
Does this drink not need to be refrigerated?
That's just juice.
Yeah,
I've never
refrigerated.
It's just mango orange.
I love mango juice. I love it.
Well, this is mango orange. It's really good. I don't know
delicious.
if you like it.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
You can have
I
some.
love that exact brand.
Don't drink it from the carton.
I'm not going to drink it from the carton, and I'm not going to drink it on the podcast because I don't want people to hear the gulping sounds. This isn't going to be that weird kinky ASMR that you listen to. I like ASMR. ASMR is great. Helps me concentrate. Helps me sleep.
That's my
helps
thing.
me
is
calm
sleep.
down and stuff.
I don't sleep well.
But when we were talking about it the other day, I was like, you probably listen to those ASMR girls where the girls are like in the microphone.
No, it wasn't
And
that. It was the ones
I looked
where,
up
like, they always
ASMR
have the-
Amaranth with the girl that's always showing her boobs.
And I said, yeah, I pulled up the playlist.
You pulled her up and you were watching her.
Yeah, because it's
You
one of
horny
her
bastard.
longer.
You horny bastard. Not only can you need to sleep, but you can be beating it off while you're trying to sleep. Isn't that it?
No, I like that one because it's a big comp and it's just all these different sounds.
Compilation?
I'm very picky about ASMR. I follow a lot of ASMRs, but I don't like a lot of their videos. It's just certain
ASMR
ones.
Zeitgeist.
They can't be too loud.
He's the best one, man.
He's good. What did I show you? Rift or whatever. You know, the one guy.
Yep. Ephemeral Rift.
We're gonna get those tingles out of you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's.
Have you listened
funny.
to Dr. T ASMR?
Yeah. No, him too.
He's got that really deep voice. I've always found quite often I don't enjoy a woman's voice. I just don't find it soothing. Like
So for me,
Google and like Siri and all that stuff. I always set the voice to a man's voice because I just find a man's voice more soothing. It's like it's deep and it's calm and it's relaxing.
you like
and
a man talking to you while you.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I'm laying there. I want a man whispering in my ear right there. I want to feel.
2020.
I want to feel his hot breath on my ear.
That's.
Tingles, kitty cat, kitty cat, kitty cat.
Yeah, they always gotta. No, they gotta do the nothing whispers. You're like.
Inaudible whispering, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Where you can't really tell. Like you
I don't-
almost know what they're saying.
I don't really like people whispering in my ear. I just go for the ASMR sounds itself.
like-
and that's what ASMR Zeitgeist is all about.
I occasionally like the sounds, but I also like the story because I'm very bored. So if there's not a story, like I think one of the funnier ones is it was like a sleep study one where like she was not even in, like it was a girl, but like it was a super long one, and she would just pop in, back and out, and I'm like, wow, this is easy.
She popped in and out? What do you mean?
She would just be there, and then she'd go away, and you'd just be sitting there listening to nothing. Then she'd come back.
To literally nothing?
Yeah, no, it'd just be completely quiet.
That's weird. I don't
Or
like that.
background noise. I think there might have been a clock.
When I was first getting into ASMR because I needed something to help me sleep.
That's a tracker knife, by the way.
This is a tracker knife?
Yes.
What's this? The spine on the back
That's
for?
just supposed to be a saw blade. That doesn't really work as a saw blade.
Just looks cool.
Yeah, I haven't taken the time to put an edge on that, but the reason I like them is it's the half of the blade. Half of the blade is out and it's thicker, and then it drops down with the other half completely.
It's kind of like a Link's Master Sword. At the base, it's thinner, and then more towards the tip, it gets wider. That's what she said.
So I like knives with curves. My favorite knife is the Kurkuri.
You like them curvy?
I like them curvy.
You like those nice birthing hips? I do. I between boobs and ass, which do you prefer?
Personality. Not even. I have met a lot of people in my time. This is more of a show weapon. It's useless. It's just pretty. It unscrews. There's nothing in there.
That's interesting.
It's a
Tiny
show
little
weapon.
baton.
Well,
Tiny little golden baton.
Yeah, it's a golden baton. For those of you that can't see, it's about maybe as
got a
big
dragon
as
on
your
it.
forearm at most.
It says crossfire in a bunch of glyphs I can't read.
It's a collectible.
Mm.
Not everything I own is a dangerous weapon. Some of them are
This
just cool
definitely
to look
isn't
at.
dangerous. Well, I mean, anything can be used dangerous. I could like smack you upside the head like that.
Yeah, here are a couple other ones. So this is like a, like a kunai.
Oh, kunai.
No
Very
edge.
nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I'm
This
telling
is
you,
for
I
those who don't
swear
know
to
what a
God,
kunai is. It's like the Naruto blade, the ones they're always throwing.
Yeah. Japanese throwing blade, combat 2.
Feels very nice. Nice handle.
I hate these dogs.
I
I love
these
them. I
dogs,
just
man.
don't like the barking because that'll do it at the worst time.
Are you thinking about sharpening this? You want to sharpen this?
I might, but I don't know what the metal is. So for all I
Oh.
know, it couldn't hold an edge well.
What's the differences between sharpening certain metals? Like some sharpen better. You got to use different whetstones to sharpen.
Well, with some blades, they're easier to sharpen because certain ones they're just they'll hold an edge better. Other ones they're harder to do, but once you do, it's just it. Each metal has its own good properties. That's why the best knives and swords are alloys, a mix of other ones.
Damascus steel. Folded over and over and over and over.
All right, here you get to.
We'll get to the swords eventually.
Okay, then I'm gonna
keep
hand
with the
you another
blades for now.
Damascus blade.
Because this is cool. Nice little just looks nice. It doesn't even have an actual
Yeah, and that's
edge
a
on it.
kurkuri. It's a very small show kurkuri. It's something you look at. Me and my brother practiced with that one when we practice knife fighting.
It's also made of
It's metal though, so you got to be careful.
yeah. It's also got a bronze color to it, and it
reminds
goes
me
out
of
and it
Far
curves.
Cry.
This is hard to describe. I don't know how to. It's got like a very organic fish type shape.
It just looks very ceremonial. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it comes from, in my opinion,
Oh, it even has scales here.
Asia-ish. That's where I'd put it at. It's a very
Yeah.
pretty blade.
Yeah, definitely. It's also got little rubies posted around. Clearly not rubies. These are the
No,
little
that's-
plastic ones you see on little girls' clothing.
That is like a $15 toy.
Yeah.
It's metal and it hurts, but no edge, nothing. So you've been talking
What
about
was-
Damascus.
What was the blade you were flipping around right there? And it looked fully sharp. The blade looked sharpened, and you were just flipping it around, going left and right with it.
Oh, that might have been the this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Dude, you're freaking insane. You're just flipping it around, going like... And at one point you dropped it, and
Well-
you stepped back real quick. You're used to doing that.
Well, yeah. I mean, most of the
I do like this blade. This is nice.
I've cut up my hands pretty bad. I think the worst one was I was trying to catch. I was working with a tomahawk, and I spun it, and I went to catch it.
Like you
And-
threw it up in the air spinning?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
And then the placement was wrong. It had moved back because of the momentum, and so instead of catching the handle, I was catching it on the blade.
Ooh.
And so I immediately pulled my hand back because cat-like reflexes.
Yeah.
And it cut deeply into my first 2 fingers.
The pointer and middle finger.
Yeah, my mom doesn't like that story. I could have
Makes
lost
sense,
my
yeah.
fingers. Yeah. And since you're talking about Damascus,
Yeah,
let's
let's go
not do
for
the
it.
sword, but here, this is like my demon hunting knife.
Oh, it's got a...
That's a joke.
What is this hanging off the edge?
That's
String?
back of it is not fully done. It fell apart. I've redone it. Look at the back.
Uh-huh.
That.
Oh, I see.
I've
I
got to
see.
redo that.
Yeah,
but
the loop where you would like put your belt through. That part's falling off. That's why there's this ribbon hanging
it
off of
came
it.
loose, and I've been trying to put it to get back together.
I
I'm
saw
probably
the
going to have
case.
to take the sheath apart to redo it.
This is
'cause
a very big blade.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, whoa, very nice. Very
Very
nice. Oh my gosh. I love Damascus steel. Not only because
Damascus.
sorry, Damascus, my bad. I love Damascus steel, not only because it looks amazing, but it's
Nice.
also so strong, and it's just
Yeah. 'cause of that.
explain the process of Damascus steel for people that don't know.
So what you do is you take a billet or something, thin piece of metal,
Okay.
and you fold it in half, and then you hammer it down to make it longer, and then you fold it in half again. And each time you fold that metal, it makes the bond stronger. Kind of like when you fold over.
Just over and over. And people
Yes.
that are looking on YouTube, you can see all the times this blade was folded
tilt it
over
up
and
slightly
over.
and back down so that the light will show it really well.
I'll move it around a little bit just in case.
And for those who can't see, it's a rattlesnake. That's the brand. Timber Rattler. Sorry. And it's a very big knife. It's like a foot long Bowie knife, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but you know those depth maps that show like elevation of mountains and stuff like that, and they've got a line for each however many feet up that is. It kind of looks like that.
That's what Damascus
it's
looks
very
like.
amazing.
Yeah, and then
huge blade. What's this notch for? Is this like for your finger?
Different grip. Yeah,
different grip.
So
okay.
if you want to, you could grip there and get a good swing. But if you want to use it right,
huge blade. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Holy crap! I love this, man. This is so cool. Yeah. I never seen one that had these little circles. I've always seen ones that just have this wavy design, never this little circle design though.
Yeah. Well, there's different ways to do Damascus. You can take, like I said, a billet and fold it over and over, or you can do the other cool way, which is where you take a bunch of metal rods. And then you twist them, fold them over. There's different ways to make Damascus, and you can buy Damascus steel at different fold levels. So you can have one that was folded, 1,000.
Is there a certain point where like the folding becomes obsolete, or it actually starts to negate the effects?
I have never researched that.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. Like at some point, you just like that's it. It's like, all right, I am no longer strong. I am just paper.
True. I saw Mythbusters episode. They were checking how many times you can fold a paper, and if you take like a normal like printer paper, there's only a certain amount of times you can physically fold it. And they wanted to break that myth, and they took a gigantic piece of paper, like in the size of a hangar bay, and they just kept. They had a team of people. They just grabbed the paper and just fold it over. They'd slowly walk with it.
Steamroller.
They had to get the steamroller. Yeah, I think they got like 1 to 3 extra rolls. Oh, these are the Wolverine blades.
No.
Wolverine claws.
I found
Don't
those.
say no. These are Wolverine claws. Look at these.
Yeah, but
these
they
are
were sold. They were sold as like
ones,
meat mincers that you'd use to.
Yeah, these not sharpened though.
No, that's a hard edge to sharpen because to fit it on a grinder. It would be annoying.
Do you have a grinder of your own?
No, I mean I got a sharpener over there, but not an actual stone grinder. It's what I want to get, but
do you have a whetstone?
Space. Yeah, I got 2 or 3. One was given to me by my grandpa, and then one I bought at a dollar store, and it's done fine, which is weird.
Have you seen the Make It Real episode where they make the
hydraulic?
I don't know if they're. Oh yeah. There's the hydraulic one. There's also the one. It might be the same or just a different invention where they're electric. Yeah, they're electric Wolverine claws. They're so cool.
You stab someone and then you shock them. No, because they make I could see how that worked. Because they make tasers where it's like brass knuckles. So if you integrate yeah, I have those. Those they don't have an edge. They're not. I bought them because they looked cool and they do look.
Oh, they are cool. That's for
sure. Not very
sure.
Functional. Usually, when I do use them, though, I wear gloves just to prevent. Because when you punch with them or claw with them, they kick back into the. Into
the space between the fingers. Yep. That soft space where you don't want to get paper cut.
Yeah. So just so the people that are not watching the video have content, what did you think of like The Witcher?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you watch it all the way through?
Yeah.
So spoiler alerts for anyone who hasn't watched it fully through, or should we just like not spoil anything?
I don't care.
All 5 viewers haven't seen it. Like, no, The Witcher was very fun for me because you got a very good idea of his speed and power in the show. They didn't dumb him down or anything because he fights like the 7 people, and you can see like he is moving way faster than they are. And you even see like in that casual one of the first fights he has.
A little closer to the microphone.
Like this.
No. Pull the mic closer. Don't whisper into it, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
Waiting into that ASMR amaranth crap you're into.
Yeah, no. Because you get shown his power, and he takes on like 7 people, one of which fires a crossbow, and he just blocks it. And then casually in the fight, he just uses one of the I want to say one of his powers.
Where he pushes him back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Fus
Did you
Radar.
play the game?
No, I've seen some playthroughs of the game, but I was about to ask, does he have different powers? Because in the show, it only shows that one where he pushes him back.
That so far. Yeah, no, he has a whole repertoire of things he can do, which is really cool. I played Witcher 3. I feel like
a lot of people are nominating it for like the best game of the year.
It's great. I ran into like 2 glitches that made the game really annoying. It's like one monster or one was a ghost, and she just would not spawn. So it was like I was investigating something. Waiting.
Was that a story mission?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Story
mission.
No, it's dark, dude. Because you go to investigate a haunting that's going on in this old rundown little like 2 houses, like this little itty bitty village.
Mm.
And you slowly uncover that like the local lord or king, whatever, was like being rude to these 2 people. And they're like, man, we're going to leave and we are going to succeed from this because by law we can because he's rude. And then it's like, oh, he's going to come talk today. That's nice. And then you find her hanged and murdered. And it's like, oh, they murdered them.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's dark. No, the good thing about The Witcher is you'd think it's a monster game. You kill monsters constantly. But you actually run in... the common fact is, 1, monsters are like animals. 2, people are actually monsters. Like, that's what you run into most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really cool because you run into, like, this one guy at one point where you're hunting wolves that have gone bad or whatever. And you're talking to this guy, and he's talking about how he's not associated with the village anymore or anything like that. It's like, oh, how'd that happen? You know, and slowly the Witcher's like, if you're a werewolf, I can cure you. I can save you, yada, yada. And he's like, no, I'm gay.
That's what he said?
Yeah, he fell in love with a guy and yada, yada.
Okay.
But he got kicked out, whatever. And it's just
because he was gay?
Because he was gay.
Lame sauce.
I know, right? 2020. You can be anything now.
Well, that wasn't said in 2020.
Well, no. And it's a fictional universe in the night times, the medieval. But I like the Witcher show because it shows, 1, Geralt, despite everyone thinking he's heartless, isn't. He cares about people.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way to save a friend who stupidly caused the thing to... You know what I'm talking about. With the dealing with the djinn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, oh, he's dead.
And he looked like a frog because of his throat.
Slowly swelling up with blood. It was really funny when he goes to talk to, not Triss, sorry. I can't remember her name now.
The girl?
Yeah, the girl.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I can't remember. I'm annoyed. Anyways, the sorceress, the awesome one. Yeah, no. It was very weird because...
You said it was funny when he went to doctor. Why?
Oh, yeah, because he just yeets his friend onto a naked girl because they're all...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the party. Okay. Yeah, and I was like, man, and he's just sitting there trying not to die, and he's like...
Yeah,
looking up at her.
He, like, forced him to sit down, and the girl started, like, rubbing up on him, and
he's like, I am dying way too much right now. Like, this is the worst time.
You could tell he kind of liked it, though.
No, that was his thing. He's like, I'm dying, guys. This is not the best time. Later? Maybe. Now, not so much. But that was a good moment because Geralt goes out of his way to save his friend. And there are several moments in the show. Like, and then he doesn't want to fight, I forgot her name. He doesn't want to fight the one chick in, like, episode 1 or 2. And she just keeps on trying to kill him, and then he ends up having to kill her.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, because he goes out of his way to say, you can move, you can leave, you don't have to murder the man that did this to you and all that. To which she's like, vendetta is life.
Must kill. Exterminate.
Well, she had a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, he was murdering and dissecting people, and it was like, you were born under this moon, you're mutated, you must be murdered, and it's like...
Didn't she say he also raped her?
No, the guy he sent to did that, yeah.
Oh.
And stole her stuff. And then
rape's coming up too much times in this podcast.
No, it hasn't. It's only come up the one time. That was before. Oh, wait, no, because we were talking about Sansa.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, my guy. Game of Thrones is good, but it got too real at times. That was the problem, because TV, it goes out of its way. It's like, yeah, they're not having sex. I mean, it's hinted at, but the screen cuts, or, oh, they don't curse.
Oh, Game of Thrones shows it.
Game of Thrones shows everything. You see people just randomly doing it. You see people get murdered. You see people doing it and then get murdered. You see cursing. It's very natural in that way. That's why I liked violenter movies or stuff rated R. It wasn't because it was rated R so they could do all that. It was because it was more real. People would curse when they'd get hurt. Injured would be an injury. It wouldn't be something that it would be like, oh, I twisted my ankle.
Have you seen Logan?
Dude, Logan was great.
Oh, it was great.
I cried.
It was so good. It was weird though, because somehow they managed to kill the only unkillable hero, but whatever.
Well, he was dying. There's a whole storyline about how his skeleton eventually poisons him. The comics have killed Logan off so many times and made him come back so many times. But that was believable. He was dying. His body was starting to react bad, and he was getting old. His ability to come back from anything, to heal, his healing factor was aging with him. And it's the same with people. You get older, cuts take longer. And I felt it was a okay way for him to go.
It was a good movie nonetheless. Absolutely.
Most brutal ED joke ever.
And it was
the claws. Because he's got a...
What was the joke?
Oh, his claws doesn't come... His claw sticks and doesn't come up all the way. So then later on, he's just sitting... And it's... It was like, what's the one YouTube channel where they go and they, Cinema Sins, because they made the joke. It was like most brutal ED joke ever, because his claws got sucked, so he had to pull them all out. They don't function the same way.
Okay.
That was a hard movie to watch, because Hugh Jackman, he was very aged up for that. He was way older than he really is.
Oh, absolutely.
And we had grown up watching several X-Men movies with him. And almost him always being the star. So for him to finally kick the bucket was very hard. We grew up watching. It's just...
Yeah, probably sometime in our lifetime, they're going to come up with another new Wolverine that's going to redo everything.
I'm not going to watch the next Wolverine because Hugh Jackman, when he's done doing it, it's just done. It's like John Wick. Imagine if they recast John Wick.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh. I don't think anybody ever, never, ever can replace our beautiful John Wick.
No, and that's all him, right? Like you've seen the
I've seen
footage
the
of him going to the gun
videos
range.
of him like doing all the practice and going to the gun range, and at the end he's like, "Oh, I did the last two out of order," and he was all like ashamed about it.
It's
and
like,
there was a bunch of
guy.
like cheerleaders around him, a bunch of girls cheering him on, and he just
if those were living targets, you just took out a whole army, but you're mad that you did the ones out of like. Okay, so Keanu Reeves is an amazing man, and if you look at his backstory, it's very sad.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the same with Mark Ruffalo. He's a very good Hulk. He's a very good actor in general. I know him from Hulk.
What's his background? I don't...
Oh, he had a depressing life, too.
How so?
He just... His life leading up to that role was very bad, and it was the same with Keanu Reeves, because he had a lot of shit go on, too. And you just got to read about it.
Okay. Sure.
I don't want to go into it. But they had a reasonably bad life, and then he hit that role, and that was a lot better because, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. If you get a chance, research Mark Ruffalo's past and also Keanu Reeves, because they had some bad moments.
I know Keanu's Reeves, but not Mark Ruffalo's.
No, he was another actor. It's amazing. Finally, them getting good stuff. This is why I didn't want to be on the podcast.
You were doing great so far.
I know. We were talking about weapons. I was like, great. And then
Let's move on. Let's go to another weapon.
Let's go on. Okay.
Marinara in a little container here, man.
We had Dominoes, and I gotta throw them away, but we had Dominoes.
Ooh, big blade. What's this type of blade called?
Kukri. That's a machete kukri.
Okay.
And I have a smaller blade that's also a kukri. I believe in you.
There we go.
There's two more. On
These?
the sheath.
Oh,
or the back of it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Right. So this curve where it's like thin and then it curves out.
Don't cut yourself.
That round. I'm not going along the blade. I'm going to...
Yeah, for those who can't see, a kukri is a blade that starts off pretty small at the very start near the handle, but it slowly forms into kind of an angled teardrop shape. I guess the best way to describe it. The back of it's curved and the inside curves up and over to the point. And it's at the point, it's very thick, which makes it very good for chopping down brush and stuff like that, because it helps bring momentum and weight down.
What did you do right here?
Huh?
There's this nick in it. Or you just messed up the blade. Do you remember what you did?
No, I've taken that a lot of places.
This is nice. Nice rubber handle, strong steel. You could hack through a lot with this.
Yeah, it's a machete. So it's not as thick as... Yeah, Elk Ridge is... Not, this is not sponsored, but Elk Ridge is a really good brand. I've never had complaints.
This video is sponsored by
Raid
Anchor.
Shadow. Oh, okay.
Raid Shadow Legends. Let me take 10 minutes to talk about Raid Shadow Legends.
So Raid Shadow Legends has multiple characters, and you can
hundreds of heroes you can play as. Yeah, man, I've heard that ad so many times.
It's a meme now, which is great because I've seen it like literally in videos on iFunny and then in the comment sections just pulling away. Now let's talk about our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It's a good meme. I like memes. I think they're getting a little too down talking about World War III. Because I'm like, guys, it's not going to happen. World War III, we need more countries. You don't have enough members to play this game. Does that make sense? Anyone who has family members that were in World War I or II, I'm sorry for that joke.
World War I started off with one person getting shot, so...
But there was already tension, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't think us taking out the general...
Your little pocket blade.
Iran goofed up. They turned their own people against them right there because they accidentally shot down a civilian plane.
Yeah,
and then they lied about it.
There's a lot of protesting and riots and going on in Iran. I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about good shit.
Yeah, no. We don't want to talk about the news. You don't want to know my political view.
Let's move on. Next blade.
Next blade.
Blade review.
So this was a tomahawk given to me by my grandpa.
Okay.
I added the handle, and I also redid the edges because I wanted more edges. Instead of just a curve, I added 3 and then a bottom point to it. But I take this everywhere. Anytime we go on an adventure, no matter where. Unless we take a plane. I take that with me.
Oh.
He made that when he was like younger than me, so that's an old one.
Yeah, that's welded these pieces together clearly.
Sheet metal, and then he...
Cheap meldo?
No, sheet metal.
It's a sheep meldo. It's the meldo for sheep. Wake up, sheeple.
I hate you. For those of you that don't know, occasionally I goof up words. I say them right in my head, and then it just doesn't come out right.
That's what
there's a word for that. It's called stupid. No.
This is cool.
Yeah,
nice little hatchet.
The wood's strong. But yeah, no. I added the different edges because originally it was just curved, but then I added an edge here, and here, different contact points right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this back part right here, it's going to have an edge here. The dog wants out, by the way. That's why she's...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'll let the dog out.
Yeah, you forgot I had a dog.
No, I was going to say I forgot to describe that blade. Why don't you describe it to him?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a normal hatchet, tomahawk. It's a very small blade. But where else normal ones are just curved, what I did is there's about an inch up top where there is an edge, and then about 1.5 inches to 2 inches where I put another edge. And so they're all set at different angles, so that way I can get a different contact point. And
There you go again.
Yeah, and then the bottom one I shaped into the bottom of it I shaped into more of a point. And I'm adding a blade edge on the back of it just so it's got multiple contact points. It's good. At some point, I want to weld a hammer onto the back.
Can I have a couple of these, man?
It's out. It's food.
Oh, I got to ask in case it was like your dad's exclusively or something like that.
No, in this family, we believe that food is food. You eat it. We're never going to be mad if you eat food. That was the one thing growing up. We always had food. We were always fed.
I love chocolate-covered raisins.
This is not sponsored by chocolate-covered raisins.
It's sponsored by Anchor.
Shout out to Anchor. Really amazing.
Do you know what Anchor is?
I own a couple of their battery packs and
no, not that Anchor. It's the platform I use to upload from the internet straight to Spotify.
Anchor with a CH, not Anchor with a K.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Anchor. I've got this charging cord is Anchor as well. I'll let the dog back in.
I feel so bad. Yeah, this is sponsored by Anchor. They're over here giving Noah the ability to do his dream of doing podcasts anywhere and everywhere. He's just starting out now, but so far he's interviewed an up-and-coming rapper, his dad, and one of our coworkers.
My manager, actually.
Yeah, the manager, which that's rising up there. And then me, which is a bit of a low point, but I feel like he's going to start rising.
No, this is awesome, man. I love talking to you. This is fun.
I just feel bad for the viewers that can't see the video because, like, we're just describing knives, and you're like, that's cool.
At work, you always. All right, I'm gonna be real with you, Lane. When we were working hospitality, I did not enjoy working with you because you were just majority of the time you were just washing the menus. I did not enjoy that.
Okay.
But when you,
but they were always dirty.
that's like all you did though, man.
I know.
Whatever. Then you moved to Dish Pit, and whenever I'd walk by and we'd like had some free time, you'd talk. I've always loved talking to you, man. You're so much fun to talk to.
I'm fun in small doses.
Okay. But yeah, I've always loved talking to you. And now that we're sitting here, we don't have work to bother us, and we're talking about blades majority of the time, your passion. This is awesome. This is so freaking cool. This is giant.
Yeah, I had one that was a little bit smaller than that, but I lost it. And so my friend got me this, and I was like, yay. Because it's just a small cleaver that folds up just like a pocket
Very
knife.
nice.
It's very nice. And if you listen when it opens.
Lane and I have a little argument about where very nice has come from. I think it's either PewDiePie or iDubbbz, and he thinks it's from Wild Wild West.
I swear, the evil villain in that.
Yeah, the guy in the wheelchair.
I swear he says very nice.
He's got that tone. I fully agree, but I'm pretty sure it comes from PewDiePie because.
And we've yet to actually research this because then that ruins the argument.
This is
what
was that again?
That is my Kurkuri. I carry that anytime we go out hiking, whatever. I have that. The latest is I found out.
I like you've got paracord in a lot of these.
Yeah, it's useful, and 2, it means I can loop my hand through it, so that way I don't lose the blade in case something happens.
Yeah, my dad, he makes paracord. And
this is all homemade. This whole sheath.
That one's homemade?
Yeah.
That's good. You did a good job.
Yeah, I know. No, it falls apart all the time.
It looks good.
The worst part is I don't have an inner lining, really. Okay, so I took a thin metal rod and bent it to give this rigidity.
Mm-hmm.
Rigidity.
There you go.
Because before it wouldn't. So that's what holds it together. But at the same time, the blade still tries to cut its way out. It's like, let me out.
Let me in.
Okay, Eric Andre. Let's just take a moment to talk about Eric Andre.
I don't know much about him.
Okay, well, he's been memed recently. He's very funny. He does, what he's famous for is he'll do interviews with celebrities, but he just gets weird reactions. So like one of them, he's in mid-interview, and then like, I think Hannibal.
Hannibal Buress?
Yeah, no.
So funny.
He is great because in that show.
Oh, that's the one where he shoots him and says, oh, who killed him?
No, he has one where his dad walks out, quotation marks. His dad walks out, and then it's like, oh, he's got his dick out. The whole he's like, how did you get here? Why are you doing this now? Why'd you just walk out here? Who let you out here? And why is that out? Why? Like, it's great. And then there's the one where he's running the show because Eric Andre like got injured or whatever. And so the first thing he does is he takes 2 like Uzis or something like that, and he just shoots everything.
Hannibal Buress?
Yes.
Okay.
Shoots some of the because they have a live band. Shoots all of that, and then immediately a new set wall drops down, the chair and table gets replaced, and like the band members are dragged away, and so it's like nothing happened.
Is this a little comedy show they do, like on YouTube, or is this
I've seen it on YouTube. I know it's on some sort of thing. They generally do like an hour's worth of interview, and they set up all these gags and props beforehand. So like they'll have like the table is the big one, so it's usually made from like cardboard or something, but it looks real, and then he'll just break it, or like someone will come out of it. And like one time they hooked a juicer up to his cup, so he was just tossing things in there. Another time they fed live snakes out. It can get wild. Like, it makes it feel like an acid trip.
So just crazy shit.
Yeah, the whole point of the thing is he's trying to get weird reactions from the people he's interviewing, or he'll go out and do really bad gags, but he'll do them repeatedly. I think one of the funniest ones is he randomly pulls a guy aside and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna scare the next person that comes. Come on, you're on TV, yada." And they wait, and he jumps out, scares the next person, and he pulls out a gun and shoots him. And he's wearing squibs, but it looks like he gets shot, and he just falls over dead. And the guy just looks at him like, "What?" It's funny because it feels like slapstick comedy, but on an acid trip. Like,
I love slapstick comedy. Like Borderlands. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, but it's like the Hannibal Buress. He just turns and randomly shoots Hannibal, reloads, shoots again. Hannibal acts dead. He's got the squibs. So squibs, if you don't know, it's
those are the blood pouches.
Yeah, they use it in movies, and they'll go off when someone is firing a gun, which is firing blanks, not real bullets, the squibs, the blood packets will go off. So it makes it look like they've been shot. It shoots out. It's great. It's cool. The 70s, I think they need to bring them back because like the 90s and 80s had them, but they used them. If you ever watched the original RoboCop and stuff like that, oh, it was gory, man. Because they had this one dude get shot by like a mobile tank with 2 like machine guns, and it just unloads on him. And I miss squibs like that because they were just overpacked. Like it was, you'd be shooting.
They would just squirt out blood, like you severed an artery, and it just
like in Kill Bill. That director loves gore. It's great. The Django Unchained was great because there's a couple scenes where he shoots someone. Like he shoots this one chick and she flies sideways back into a room like she got hit with a brick from a truck. So like he uses a lot of blood and a lot of over the top stuff like that. But it's great. I think they should bring it back more.
I love slapstick and gore, and it's just funny.
It's
with
funny
pretty much
if you
everything.
do it right.
If you do it right, it's good. If you do it wrong, it's just annoying. Let's move on to some blades, man. Some big blade. Okay, let's see what that is.
This is
it's a baton.
I got this from my brother.
Do I have to unsafety it or something?
No, dude. There you go. So this is a baton. For those of you who can't see, it's like 3 feet long. I honestly assume it's made for fighting bears. I got it from my brother, and this is heavy. Like it's
a big
small
baton.
You ever have those like little slugger bats? It's the size of those.
That's loud.
I know, it's super loud. Hold on, let me just. There we go. So I put it away.
I brought my on Amazon Prime. My friend Nathaniel, he wanted a baton. He said, "Noah, can you buy this for me, and I'll pay you back?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And when I picked it up, I was like, "Dang, this is a nice baton. I might just keep this for myself." It was like that, but a little less quality. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's like a $40, $50 baton.
Oh my gosh!
But this thing will almost never break on me.
It's got a nice rubber grip too.
Yeah, the whole grip, for those of you that can't see, a baton. We'll just discuss weapons. A baton is usually 3 parts, and they're all hollow tubes that fit inside each other. If you ever used a lightsaber back in the day,
yep,
one of those,
yep.
It just folds in on itself. Except this one's metal. It's usually got more of a ball at the end. And this one has a big rubber grip, which is nice. Occasionally, though, it tears at my hands.
The rubber grip?
Yeah.
Oh,
constant use.
Okay.
But it's very nice. It's way too big to carry personally.
Pass one of those blades, man. One of those swords.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah, let's see sword.
All right. So
is this the Damascus steel?
This is the Damascus. Noah's been waiting for this because he keeps talking about Damascus blades and he likes them.
I want a Damascus steel katana, but that's gonna be freaking expensive.
Yeah, it'll run you like maybe $250.
Just 100?
Yeah.
I was thinking like thousands.
Well, I mean, where you get it from? Like that's right. What you're holding right now. That's
crap.
Like a.
What type of sword is this?
I don't know. I think it
looks like a Roman or something.
It looks like a Roman gladius, except for the blade. So the cross guard is a Damascus one. The handle's a lot bigger though.
It's not too
It kind of
sharp.
looks kind of like a Roman sword was made by a Viking, in my opinion. That's what it looks like to me. No, it's not sharp at all. I haven't put it to a grinder. Not well. I was going to have my grandpa do it because he's very good at making razor sharp blades. Yeah. And he was like, no, that's a pretty blade. And I was like, that's it.
Talking in the mic. You're starting to cut out.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not used to having a mic this close, and
That's
I don't
okay,
want to be so close that the people listening
Don't
are
go
like,
ASMR. Just talk straight into the mic and you're good.
So it's an unsharpened blade currently. I was going to get it sharpened by my grandpa because he's very good at sharpening.
He's very much into this like you are. Did you pick that up from him? Being into blades and everything?
No, he's just more of a cowboy.
Okay.
He likes
That's
guns, and so
Second Amendment.
Yeah, no, I mean like
Strong
that's my opinion. When they start regulating everything so much, like they've talked about making like guns have like a 4-round magazine only. Like
they talked about that, really?
Dude, have you looked at how many bills they've tried to pass?
It's pathetic. Oh my gosh. if you look at all the places, let's just jump to the big one. Nazi Germany that disarmed their citizens. It doesn't end well.
So let me rephrase that. I do not think the U.S. government is trying to disarm us so that they can come and do whatever.
At the moment, eventually it'll degrade into that.
What I do think is that people are scared, and that's the problem. It's the same thing with guns, knives, anything like that. I am more scared with someone who does not like guns and stuff like that, because people who don't know how to handle weapons, they're more terrifying. I think
Absolutely.
I think when you go to, back in the day, my dad, when he went to high school, they taught him gun safety in school.
Really?
Yeah, and they took their shotguns to school, and then they went over all of it. I think everyone should be taught how to handle a gun and how to handle a knife. It should be something you should know. I don't think you should sit here and say every rifle is an assault rifle and stuff like that.
That's not even what AR. It's armament rifle. Armorite rifle, something like that.
That's what AR stands for.
That's not.
Yes,
an assault rifle is technically a rifle that has alternate firing modes. Like you can switch between 3-round burst and semi-automatic.
And we're not even allowed to have 3-round or semi-automatic. Or not. We're not allowed to have burst or even automatic weapons anymore.
With, I think, certain states, you can get a specific license. But it's like it's definitely an advanced license for you to have to get it.
And they hold you to such a high standard.
Absolutely.
And you have to go through all of this. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying we shouldn't do background checks on people and make sure we're not selling a gun to someone who's going to then use it to kill someone else. I just think there's a lot of fear going on concerning weapons.
Fear-mongering, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't do that. If you're going to have a smart society, you need to know all the facts. I don't think we should be banning guns left and right because they're scary, and that's the problem. With the when Hitler was rising up, the Nazis, what they were afraid of was Jewish people, and so he used that. He was like, they're doing this and this and this, and it created fear, and that's how they did it. It's just fear is what leads to a lot of bad things. If you fear people fear immigrants, and then you get politicians that'll get on TV and talk like they're going to do this. They're all this and that. They're all bad people, and that's never true. There are good and bad people in every society.
Of course.
Except for Nazis. They're good or bad.
There was good Nazis. There was people that were forced into the Nazi party, and they were good people, and they didn't want to do it.
I know. But at some point, you're either making a stand or you're joining the majority.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you got to be held accountable. Anyways.
I should have a word mess-up counter. I'm not going to do that, because then I have to go through and count them all, but...
You should do it.
If I had an editor, I'd force them to do that.
You should do it. It'd be funny. I think we're up to 5, if not 6.
Probably more.
He has to deal with this daily. Anyone that talks to me daily has to deal with this.
Oh, well.
But no, it's just, that's my thing is fear is what leads to a lot of the stuff. It's mass fear against immigrants, mass fear against people who own guns, mass fear
hysteria.
That's what starts it. Like the Red Scare. We never did anything, but everyone was afraid. They thought communism was going to sweep in and then you'd all, die. And I'm not saying communism is the best thing, mainly because anytime it's been implemented, people, en masse get murdered or starve, and it leads to a dictatorship.
Stalin.
But, yeah.
Have you seen Young Stalin?
No.
Just look up on your phone right now. Young Stalin. For those of you listening, check him out. Young Stalin. Just Google it. Very handsome man. My history teacher in high school, she had a crush on Young Stalin. We were like, really? You're into this dictator, this person that killed a bunch of people? She'd be like, yeah, I'd be his right-hand woman. Look at how handsome he is. He's a hunk.
What was
He's
it?
a
Was it
good-looking
Stalin?
guy.
Who was it? I know.
Stalin killed a lot of people.
No. But Hitler, by the end of it, he was afraid because people tried to assassinate him because they realized, man, this man is crazy. Mm-hmm. So left and right, he was just killing people, and he trusted no one. He was psychotic. He turned he started off as this big masculine, well, I mean, you've seen the photos of him. He never looked cool, but like he started off as this like big, macho man, but then by the end, he was just a scared chihuahua.
Mm. Absolutely. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And to touch up on the guns thing, if
oh my goodness,
if statistically he looks good, doesn't he? Doesn't he look good?
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at him. He's got a nice facial hair,
It's
good
not
looking
going to
hair.
show up on the camera very well, but if you look, this man is a hunk.
It's a good looking guy right there. Honestly.
Like, yeah, no, he's got the hair combed back. That looks like the face of a leader.
Yeah, that right there.
Murdered a ton
He
of
doesn't.
people.
He doesn't have the dictator mustache yet.
It's either the mustache or the beard.
Yeah. If like the statistics backed up that guns didn't work, then I'd be all for it. But statistically, guns prevent far more crime than they cause. Yes, there's always going to be bad people that get guns, which, by the way, majority of the time is illegally, so banning guns just won't even do anything in the first place.
If you disarm the people, then it's going to be easier to rob.
Exactly.
That's my problem. My big problem is, one, the whole reason we have that amendment, and you can argue what they meant by it, but the whole point was so we could not be overthrown, or so we could overthrow a government that was more of a dictatorship. That's why we disbanded from England and why we became our own place, because we decided we didn't like being taxed without representation. We didn't like all that, and then they tried taking guns, and so then we revolted. And you can argue about whether like what they meant by that was a militia, meaning designated people who would rise up if things got bad and all that. You can debate that, but the big point about the Second Amendment was the ability to fight back. And I think it gets, and realistically, if the government wanted to overthrow us, or overthrow their own people, if the government wanted to suppress us, it'd be super easy. From a click of a button, they could take out a whole state, and then they could nuke a whole state. But
not without resistance, though.
No, definitely. There is a large majority of the army would immediately step down, because everyone's got family.
Yeah.
You don't want to suppress people when you are the people.
Exactly.
I just think it's always funny when the argument is we need it in case the government, we need to overthrow it. And I'm like, dude, they have automatics. You have an AR that's semi-automatic. It's not going to work. My view is you don't need to restrict guns just because you can or just because they're scary.
Yeah, you think they're scary.
Well, yeah, no.
If you're taught about gun safety, you know it's not scary at all. Like,
you don't point the barrel at anything unless you intend on killing it. You don't point it at people. You always act like it's loaded. You treat every gun like it is loaded and ready to go.
Yeah, one pull of that trigger, fires around. That's what you treat every gun as. Even if there's not a magazine and you already checked the chamber.
Even if it's unloaded, you shouldn't be pointing a gun at anyone ever.
Yes.
Unless you're
Unless it's a Nerf gun.
Burglar. Well, no, that's different. Airsoft, paintball. Well, paintball. You'll take an eye out. Nerf guns, that's a different
of course.
style. But real firearms, there's another one. Real firearms, you need to treat them with respect, and you need to treat them like what they are. They are a tool used for killing. That is what they are. You use them when hunting, you use them for self-defense. Either way, it is a dangerous weapon. But you should not be afraid of it. You should treat it with respect. You should be afraid of that's the problem with certain
people
news stories
kill people,
and stuff.
not guns.
Yeah, that's the big thing. They use guns. I get it. I'm not stupid. I'm not saying that everyone should own an AK-47 that can fire whatever. I don't
know
think
how many rounds,
the clips of guns smaller.
Magazine.
The magazine. Clip was where they would put the bullet onto an actual clip loaded into the gun because it had a built-in magazine. Or they had other ones where it was sideways. Anyways.
Playing Call of Duty, they'd always see like reloading clip or something like that. They'd say clip, and people would say like full clips. They'd say clip instead of magazine. And so I said that around my dad, who's a former Marine Corps Special Ops sniper.
He just whipped around at you.
And he's like, whoa, no, magazine. And so every once in a while I say, yeah, and I'm talking about a magazine for whatever, and I emphasize clip just to annoy him. But yeah, it's definitely magazine.
Yeah, so magazine, you load the bullets into it. It is something that goes into the gun, handguns obviously. And then a clip was, back in the day, it was cheaper to use those, and it was just you'd hook, the bullets ran into it, but it was literally a clip. It was a thin piece of metal that they would attach to. But there's different ways. Some have built-in magazines.
I gotta be working an hour, so we're gonna call it now.
Okay.
First, show me another sword.
Okay, you get the other sword. This one is a saber I got for Christmas.
That's very
By my
nice.
dad.
That looks like the traditional ceremonial swords.
AKA, it was from Santa, which is the way of wording it as my mom didn't want to get it or didn't know about it, but my dad got it. Oh.
Does it come out?
Yeah, it comes.
Okay. I just didn't want to mess
So,
things up.
no idea on that. I assume it's full tang. It could be a rat tail. It's not super sharpened. It is very new.
Very
I have
nice.
not worked with it much.
It's like those the
Cavalry
old
sword.
Spanish war. Yeah, like a cavalry sword. There we go. Where
Beautiful.
you've got the nice handle. It's got the hand guard all the way around it. It's a nice thin long metal blade. This is very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I was totally surprised because my dad hid it in the tree. And
In the tree?
In the tree, and I assumed I was getting nothing weapon-wise. So, if you don't know, I am very enthusiastic about weapons, tools, guns, all of that. Where else my parents, mostly my mom, is not.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't get a tarantula when I was a kid. My mom's scared of spiders. And I love tarantulas. I've held rosy-haired tarantulas. They're just chill. They're just
They're great.
docile.
Just don't be freaked out about them.
Yeah, don't blow on them because they don't like a bunch of wind. That'll scare them.
Also, you got to be careful with the type because some of them, their hair sheds off and it's really thin and it acts like quills, gets into your hands.
Yeah, like a cactus.
It's very rare that a tarantula will bite you. They understand you're bigger. They're not going to bite you because they want to eat you or kill you. They're doing it out of
Self-defense.
they're scared. Yes.
Yep.
Most animals.
Defang tarantulas. No self-defense for tarantulas.
Yeah, don't declaw your animals or your cats. Don't do that. Don't. If you can't deal with an animal being natural and you got to remove stuff from it, I think that's terrible.
I don't know if I would do this to my pet or not. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but it's very interesting at the least. Yeah, the least to say it's interesting is we neuter our dogs. Like, how would you, take your son? How would you feel?
Amelia's not fixed. Button's not fixed.
Yeah, all your animals aren't fixed.
Well, that's because they're the Chihuahua. They just haven't gotten around to it. But my dog, no. One, she's a purebred German Shepherd. She is like golden. So if I wanted to breed her, perfect to breed. Two, I don't have a reason to. Our backyard's really small. It's not like she's gonna run off, and it's not like a dog's gonna break into the house and just mate with her. It's a very controlled environment for her, so it would be weird for me to get her fixed, knowing. I think
it's weird we just restrict our animals from having that natural desire.
I don't want to get into this argument because I get passionate. But my view is we have too much control over certain things. Like we're just over here like you don't get ears or a tail. You also can't breed. You're clawing at me. I'm gonna take your nails away. Like just take off your. I don't like it.
Take away a lot of what makes them what they are. Yeah.
I think we've also bred certain animals too far. You need to be careful. You need to look at the genetics. Pugs are cute, but they have breathing and heart problems.
Pugs can't swim, and that's a fact. They sink to the bottom and don't float back. Take it from me, Neil Crevice. I had to throw him a flotation device because a pug jumped in and sank to the bottom. But he was fine. He was just fine because I got him. Sorry, that was a meme within my house for a long time. Neil Crevice, look him up on YouTube.
Yeah. Just my view on it is we hold too much power, and if you don't need to fix your animal, they go with the statistics of if you fix your girl or boy, that'll stop them from getting cancer. And then I always hate the argument, we'll get your boy fixed. It'll stop him from peeing, humping, and being aggressive. And I'm like, you're literally taking away their testosterone when you take their crotch. Like, obviously he's not going to be aggressive. He's going to think, well, last time I was aggressive, they cut off a body part. I don't know what they're going to take. I'm kidding. Dogs don't think like that. But if you don't need to fix your animal, you shouldn't. I feel like if it's a health issue, sure, but
yeah, my dog Dana's fixed because as a puppy, she mated and she got pregnant. If she continued, she probably would have died. So they fixed her then.
Yeah. My view is if you don't have to do it, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. We get it. Cats claw things, but our cat has her front and back claws. We just clip her nails, and when she was doing it, we told her no. We stopped her. Spray bottle, yada yada. Dogs. I mean, it's just you can train animals. You can teach them not to do certain things. I haven't seen a dog with testicles in like years.
True. All right, we're cutting it off.
All right.
Blade review with Lane. All right.
It's been a great time. Sorry if this was really boring to anyone watching.
Hey, no, we had a blast, man. I had a blast. At least me, I had a blast. I hope you did too. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the drill, blah, blah. Do you want them to follow you on social media? You have a YouTube channel, anything like that?
No. I don't, sadly.
All right, that means we're out, everybody. Peace.
But it is what it is. Some people got too much pride. Some people always gonna lie, but it is what it is. Some people ain't gonna change. They're gonna be the same till they die. It is what it is. Some people always gonna be fake. Some people always gonna hate. It is what it is. I got a lot on my plate, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.